Let's talk football week 15 picks and predictions from KJ. KJ picks and predictions coming up right now. Alright, so gonna go through all the games that have not happened yet. Number one is Colts at Vikings. Alright. I'm expecting this to be a very low scoring game. I expected the Colts to beat the Texans last week. Didn't happen. Very disappointed with them. Also disappointed with the Vikings, however. Although Adrian Peterson is back. I'd say the Vikings have the edge here, though. And they are still in contention, technically. Although I not getting my hopes up. It's going to be the Packers or the Lions. The Lions are playing phenomenally. Probably the Lions at the end, though. Yes. Alright, Luck's probably going to throw some stupid interceptions. One, maybe two. And I'm pretty sure in this game there will be no more than 2 offensive touchdowns. Perhaps 16-19 with Vinatieri making 4 field goals and Kai Forbath making 4 or 5 field goals as well. I would not say you should watch this game until maybe the 4th quarter, because it could be exciting then, but only exciting because you don't know which team will win, not because it will be high scoring. Alright, then we have the Steelers playing in Cincinnati. Ooh, Steelers offense getting going. Steelers team is getting going altogether. Bengals trying to salvage their season a little bit, but it's not gonna work. They were like 13-3 or 12-4 last season. People were really high on them. Of course, they lost in the wild cards because they're the Bengals, but still, they did play well for the regular season. Let's say that. And Andy Dalton, everybody was saying he's an amazing quarterback, Pro Bowler. Yeah, no, he's not. He'll never be a Pro Bowler again, I don't think. Maybe A.J. Green will get another good season out of him, but that's my only real hope for him. So, I don't expect this to be very close. Maybe the Steelers are going to sleep on the Bengals a bit, but they don't necessarily need this win, the Steelers, but it would give them a good cushion if they did win here in Cincinnati. And Le'Veon Bell has been playing amazing. Ben Roethlisberger doesn't need to play amazing anymore because he has Le'Veon Bell playing amazing, so that's all he needs is apparently. So Bell, 200-yard scrimmage isn't too bold to say, I predict. And AJ Green, I think, is coming back from his injury. He might get like 10 targets, but I'm pretty sure he'll get less than 50 yards probably. I'd say around 31-19 Steelers would be my prediction here. Alright, next game we have Jaguars at Texans, and I'm predicting upset here. I do not hate the Texans, okay? Texans fans, I do not hate them. I just can't predict them very well. Everyone had them losing against the Colts, and they did not lose against the Colts because the Colts played horrible, and they have Lamar Miller who played okay. What was it, like on the one scoring drive, he had 10 rushes and 1 passing play? I don't see if that's going to work. So today I'm predicting upset. I still have the even if the Texans win this one, I don't want, but I see the Titans making the playoffs, completely neutral in that position. So I'm going to say Jacksonville goes to Houston and gets a win there. It's going to be a close one, but I'm predicting upset here, and the Jaguars are due for a win. They're 2-11. I saw like a possible outcome for them at 11-5 this season. Whew, no, they have talent, young talent, but at 2-11, I don't see it. They're just not making it. I would look at the coach. At 2-11, I would look at any coach, even Hugh Jackson, who is okay. I'd give him next season, but if they don't progress, then Hugh Jackson might be a problem. Browns could have easily had 3 wins this season. They have 0. And they stand at 0-13, 0-14. I do not know. Something horrible, though. So, I'm predicting Jacksonville 23, maybe Texans 20. Bortles is due for a good game, isn't he? He isn't all that bad. Or is he? That's the question. It's time for Bortles to show himself and not just get his passer rating, yards, and touchdowns up in garbage time, because that's what we're used to be honest. So, how about Bortles 2 touchdowns, interception, and 260 yards? And Lamar Miller has more yards than Osweiler. That is not too bold to say either. Osweiler throws for maybe, 120 yards tops. Lamar Miller will get like 50 receiving yards and maybe 120 on the ground. That seems about right to me. Alright, next we have the Lions and the Giants. Everybody's predicting Giants here to win, and I get it. They beat the Cowboys twice. Cowboys are the best team. Yeah. But these teams are basically built for each other, and it's the division as well. I don't care if the Giants swept the Cowboys. Sure, they're good. I mean, they are good. If they make it to the playoffs, they have an amazing pass rush. Their defense altogether is good. Janoris Jenkins proves to be actually worth that money. I wouldn't call him a lockdown corner necessarily, but he definitely is a more than above average player at least. So the Lions have been playing amazing. The Giants, they're good, but I honestly think the Lions are better. And you might just want to give the ball to Stafford again in the fourth quarter and get a comeback, because I can see that coming. So Stafford will have a play of about more than 60 yards. He'll just sling it deep to, who is it, Mohamed Sanu, or was that for the Bengals? I did not remember. He doesn't need Calvin Johnson, apparently. He can get it done. He's just scramble around for about 10 seconds. The play will last, and then he just slings it to the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Because that's how he does it. Manning, Butterfingers will throw about 2 interceptions, maybe more. It might just be that the Lions sleep on the Giants, and maybe not quite that, but they slept on the Bears last week, and they did manage a fourth quarter comeback after a stupid pick 6 from Matthew Stafford, but I don't think that's the Matthew Stafford we're going to see today. If it is, I will have picked wrong, but it's okay. I'm saying a close one, maybe 26-20 for the Lions here. Seems about right. Okay, next one, this is a big game. Titans and the Chiefs, and I'm really impressed with the Titans. But I don't think they're going to win today. They're going to win the other games. They're not going to win today. Titans defense will play well. They'll play okay. And Marcus Mariota will play it good. It's going to be the classic Titans game. They're going to be a strong team. But how about Alex Smith is due for a good game, isn't he? I remember when they lost to the Colts 44-45, and he had a nearly perfect game and lost. Here, how about another nearly perfect game for Alex Smith? And the Chiefs 24-22 maybe. How about a 2-point conversion failed at the end to tie the game? Sounds about right to me. Alright, next game, nobody really cares about the Bills. A little bit of hope, not really for the playoffs though. So Browns travel to Buffalo. How about 23-31? RG3, 80 rushing yards. That sounds correct to me. 80 rushing yards and 200 yards passing, no interceptions. Finally, I want to see something from RG3. I don't want them to go for a quarterback. I do actually like RG3, and I think he's okay. It's not like Jamarcus Russell bad. Jamarcus Russell had talent. He just didn't have it in the head. And RG3 has undeniable talent, but he just can't show it and he can't get injured. So another injury for RG3 and he's out. But I would say RG3 proves himself in the last games because he has to be so pumped. He has to be amazingly filled with adrenaline. Even at this 0-13, 0-14 football team in the Browns, I'm high on RG3 this game. Although he will not lead them to a win necessarily. Although I would not be surprised if he does, and I would be actually kind of happy. On the other hand, Browns' run defense, Browns' defense period is horrible. So how about McCoy gets 175-yard scrimmage? I should say 150 would be minimum, but I'm predicting around 175 for McCoy. And the Bills edge out the Browns and win. Bills, no chance at the playoffs, though. Even they are technically in the hunt, no. The Bills, they go 8-8, 7-9 with Rex Ryan. They're going to lose Week 17 to the Jets. I don't know. How about something like that? The Packers and the Bears. Alright, so I am impressed with the Packers, but they don't win impressively if they don't play like the Seahawks. And that sounds like a weird statement, but if they're not in prime time, perhaps, that's what I mean. They're not that impressive. They're going to win against the Bears. I would be surprised if they don't. Both are used to the freaking cold. It might be the coldest game in history. So Rodgers going to throw 4 touchdowns. Howard is going to get 35 carries because the Bears don't know what else to do. So 31-21 Packers, because that seems right to me. Rodgers has got to get going. He is getting going, don't get me wrong, but putting up a lot of points. I mean, against the Texans, they had 14 points, or was it 20 points? Not really impressive. I'm impressed by this Packers team. I just don't think they're going to get a huge win today. So people predicting 40-7, something like that. I don't see it. 31-21, not more than 10 points different, probably. Howard might have 100 yards, but divides that by 35 of his carries. Might not be the best average. I still think Howard is a decent running back, though. Next, we have Philadelphia traveling to Baltimore. Eagles at Ravens. So, the Eagles, I don't know what to think of them. Started so well. I was actually impressed, and I was kind of happy for them as well. But now they were not 1-9 in their last 10 games, or something like that. Something horrendous. And I don't see that changing against the Ravens, who might have a little bit of hope, actually, because they have an advantage on the Steelers in the head-to-head. So, if the Ravens win out, it might be hard for the Steelers. If they drop one game and the Ravens win out, then I think the Ravens are in. I'm not sure, though. Steelers might have to lose 2. I don't know exactly. Anyway, Wentz is going to get some touchdowns, maybe 2, but he's also going to throw some picks. So how about 2 touchdowns, 2 picks for Wentz? And Justin Tucker is absolutely amazing. He will kick at least 3 field goals, 2 of which over 50 yards. How about that for a prediction? 49ers at Falcons. Yeah, I would not say you should necessarily watch this game. Kaepernick can do what he wants. He's not going to stay in San Francisco. So if he plays, I'm going to say 2 interceptions off of the hands of his freaking garbage receivers. Because Kaepernick might be decent. I could see him going to the Browns next season. That's a possibility. So I think Kaepernick will be a starting quarterback again. I think he will not be as amazing as when he went to the Super Bowl and the year after that, where he had 100 yards rushing a game. I don't think it's going to be like that again, but Kaepernick is not as bad as people think he is. He's just really skinny. God damn, put on some weight, bro. Alright, so 2 interceptions off the receiver's hands. The receivers are absolutely horrendous. If they don't draft a receiver in at least the second round, the 49ers, that might be a problem. Alright, Matt Ryan is going to have a nearly perfect game, because can you tell me a defensive player from the 49ers that's decent? Okay, their front 7, the front 4 is okay. I mean, the Forrest Buckner's good. Not the best, but the Ford Buckner's okay. Then we have Eric Armstrong is okay. Eli Harold is, never know. Navarro Bowman, he's good, but, you know, getting old. Alright, so Falcons 31-17 sounds about right. Oh yeah, did I say the Ravens-Eagles score? I'd say 26-15 perhaps for the Ravens. Somewhere around that area. Alright, so New Orleans is going to travel to Arizona. Arizona really a letdown. They're going to play for Bruce Arians because I don't think he's a horrible coach. So I'm going to say they're going to put up some points. How about 31-26 for the Cardinals? Palmer gets it back on track. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the quarterbacks combined for about 700 yards passing. I could see this game going that way. The Cardinals were actually a really good team in terms of talent and stats. They just don't get the wins, and Palmer hasn't been playing up to his potential either. So neither of these teams will make the playoffs, obviously. But next season, I had the Cardinals going to the Super Bowl and winning it this year. That was not going to happen. Next year, the Cardinals, I might just do the same prediction depending on how their offseason is. Because if they have a high draft pick, they might draft somebody better than Clown Dici, is what MJ would say. Robert Kimdici, ugh. But what's he done? I mean, he's okay. Yeah, he probably have to go away for a drug violation or something. That's what I'm predicting. All right, nothing against him though. I mean, that's just what the stats are telling me. All right, so we have Raiders, Oakland going to San Diego Chargers. I could see this game going totally for Oakland. I could see it being close. I can't see it going for San Diego though, unfortunately. 33-27 seems about right. Bosa, he is probably pumped. He wants to win something. He's coming off an injury, and in his interview he said how pumped he is. Rivers says he's going to play his heart out, which means he's going to throw a lot of touchdowns, throw a lot of passes, but also throw a lot of interceptions. So 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Rivers. Bosa is going to get 2 sacks coming off his injury. And the Raiders are probably going to win this. I would be seriously surprised if the Chargers do. And the Raiders would be in trouble if they drop this one to the Chargers. So 33-27 maybe. This game I would recommend watching because both of these teams are very fun to watch. Even without Melvin Gordon, the Chargers are decently fun to watch just because of Phillip Rivers. And I would be really surprised if they hand the ball off more than 15 times this game. The Chargers, that is. Because who do they have? They don't even... Brandon Oliver isn't even healthy. I don't know where he's been. He was like defensive rookie 2 years ago. And then hasn't played another snap, as it seems. Okay, big game is here. Patriots and Broncos. It's going to be New England traveling to Mile High Stadium to Denver. So that is definitely always in Denver's favor. The air up there is very thin. Might get to Brady's head. How about 2 picks from Brady? Probably both to the same cornerback, because that's how Denver does it. Apparently, Kaqib Talib will get 2. Maybe Chris Harris Jr. will get 2. And then the Broncos' dink and dunk offense, it might get going. I'm not completely positive. I'd say no play over 40 yards for the Broncos. Altogether, maybe 24-21 for the Patriots. I'd say overtime. I can definitely see this going to overtime. Okay, another big game here. We have the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay has to travel to Dallas, and I would not be surprised if the Bucs win this one. Not at all. I would say the Cowboys are in a bit of trouble if they do win it, or if the Buccaneers do win it. But they're going to get this first regardless. The other team that might have something to say about that first team is the first seed is the Seahawks. But they just dropped so many stupid games against the Saints, against the Packers, against some other clown teams, and they had this stupid draw, or stupid tie, as Americans would say, against the Cardinals. So, low scoring perhaps, maybe a similar game as the Cowboys and Giants. Let's say 19-17, the Cowboys are going to come out on top here. I would not be surprised if the score flipped. I would, however, be surprised if this game was decided by more than a field goal. How about Dak will maybe only throw 25 times and 175 yards. They don't want to pressure him. I think he's great. Just let him throw the ball, and he'll throw 2 picks in the game. That's okay. He's a rookie, and it's okay. Just let him throw and let him develop. Let him be great. Let him stand under that light, and be great in prime time, and be great all the time. I think he is amazing. Elliott, how about a big game for him, getting 150-yard scrimmage? No touchdowns, though. Dan Bailey is going to kick a few field goals this game. I see it coming. Now, Monday Night Football, call another upset. Panthers at Redskins. I'm not impressed with the Redskins, and Cam is probably pissed off. How about Cam gets another dab today? I don't know if that's happened this season before, maybe week 2, when they thought everything is alright against the 49ers. Turns out nothing was alright. So Cam's going to dab again. Cousins is going to play by himself without fat Rob Kelly, because Robert Kelly is he's like Eddie Lacy. Fat and not fast. I mean, no offense. I mean, I couldn't do it, obviously. He's a great football player. Compared to players that play at San Diego State. So, not amazing. He's undrafted for a reason. Robert Kelly, I don't see it. Bucky Brooks ranking him 10th among rookies in his rookie top 10. No, he's not good. He might get a lot of carries in some games, but he's not great. So I'm calling upset here. Panthers 27-19 against the Redskins. That sounds like a plausible score to me. And I think that'll wrap it up pretty much. So, I've given you the scores for the week. I hope you enjoyed. And KJ's picks and predictions, we'll see you another time. I hope you enjoyed the video yesterday from my Madden Bear series. I will most likely do a play the moments thing for the first season, because the first season isn't all that important. We're just maybe salvaging a season, getting a high draft pick perhaps, and then getting to the off season, which is the really important part actually. So I will be hyped for the off season, and after the off season, probably it's going to be week by week. Then the big preseason video, it's going to take a half hour, maybe wrapping up all 4, maybe 2 of those, and some practice, some roster moves, some news. So maybe it will be 2 preseason videos. I'm going to say maybe the play the moments, I will wrap those up in either 5-minute videos or like 1 long video or 2 medium length videos, and yeah, that should be just fine. Alright, well, see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed.